Not to be annoying, but Hack5 is really close to 1 million followers. Happy Valentine's Day. This news and more on your weekly cybersecurity news roundup. I'm Allie Diamond, and this is ThreatWire. React 2 shall rock the web at the end of 2025, but we are still seeing these server flaws being taken advantage of in the modern web today. Researchers at Datadog found that the same attackers taking advantage of React 2 shell are still using their React 2 shell RCE and other initial methods of entry to compromise NGINX configurations. The compromise occurs over several scripts. The first script deployed after entry is the orchestrator, executing the scripts for the following stages. The next script uses enumeration to find the server name variable. This is used to overwrite the management panel configuration file. Other NGINX configurations are then subsequently targeted, taking extra steps to minimize errors during configuration file overwriting. Containerized NGINX configurations are then targeted. Finally, a report is generated for all active NGINX traffic and shared with the C2 server. The team at Datadog was able to pinpoint that these same threat actors attacking servers using React 2 shell vulnerabilities in late December are the same ones leading this NGINX config campaign. December 2025, life fundamentally changed for youth in Australia with the ban of social media for children under 16. This social media ban is only picking up steam globally. A new bill was passed by French lawmakers following suit. In a striking 130 to 21 vote, the new bill has been requested to be fast-tracked by the French president. Banning social media for those under 15. This is what scientists recommend, and this is what the French people are overwhelmingly calling for, Macron said after the vote. Because our children's brains are not for sale, neither to American platforms nor to Chinese networks, because their dream must not be dictated by algorithms. In addition, Slovenia is following suit and drafting a bill to ban social media for the same age range. The deputy prime minister specifically called out social media sites like TikTok, Snapchat, and Instagram by name. At the same time, the offices of X, or Twitter, were raided by French authorities for being complicit in the creation of illegal child-related materials. Given this is YouTube, there are certain censorships that we have to dance around here, so know that it's the same thing that shares the acronym with Cybersecurity Awareness Month. Personally, while I am all for a free and open internet, social media is a drug and should be treated like one due to the way it affects our brains. OpenClaw, CloudBot, Moltbot, if you've been living under a rock, which is okay, I do too. This AI wrapper has been the hot new thing developers and tech enthusiasts are excited about, but it has been an absolute security nightmare, and quite frankly, I don't have the time to cover it at the depth or with the speed that I want to be able to in order to give you a good story. The security situation with OpenClaw has been a mess. From day one, we have watched in awe as non-developers went out and spent thousands of dollars on Mac Minis to deploy CloudBot because cloud configuring is hard and deeply unapproachable, so personally I get it. And then seeing CloudBots with unmitigated access to their owners' PIIs start sharing it with the public through well-crafted requests. The Security Scorecard Threat Intelligence team found as recently as this week, February 9th, that there are almost 42,000 unique IP instances exposed running OpenClaw control panels. Almost 50,000 instances are exposed and vulnerable to remote code execution. The numbers are just getting worse. Even Moltbook is vulnerable. For context, Moltbook is an OpenClaw bot social media network that is supposed to be exclusively postable to by only Molt bots, but has been shown to allow humans to post on it. Wiz Security discovered 1.5 million exposed API authentication tokens, 35,000 user emails, and over 4,000 exposed private messages. The OpenClaw team did try to rein it in a little bit and take control of the chaos, and they announced a partnership with VirusTotal to enable scanning of Claw Hub skills or downloadable abilities for the OpenClaw bot. Everything around this is just a mess, and with how fast there's breaking news about new vulnerabilities, it's basically a full-time job to stay up to date on new security issues with this thing. Speaking of full-time jobs, even head of IT at my new company put out a company-wide ban on deploying or downloaded anything related to Notebook, OpenClaw, ClawBot on any company computers. If you're even remotely concerned about cybersecurity, I would stay as far away from this ecosystem, or at least run it on a deeply air-gapped system that has controls and no access to any of your PII. Other news you should know. In December 2025, Cloudflare mitigated a DDoS attack from the Kimwolf botnet, which peaked at 31.4 terabytes per second. Popular micro and macro blogging platform Substack announced a data breach that took place undetected for 4 months. CISA has put out an order for all federal agencies to make moves to replace all end-of-life edge devices. Last week, we covered a story about how a Google employee was charged with espionage and more for trafficking private documents out of Google's internal resources to be used in China. JNet_reloaded replied with the following comment. Like how you skipped over the fact Google are literally spying on their employees, lol. This reply made me pause. Let's take a step back here and talk about corporate security. This is not spying on your employees. Let's get this set up straight. If you run a network of any kind, any corporation, any IT department, you have tools in place to make sure that the things that are coming into the computer and leaving the computer are being monitored so that there is no theft, or in the reality of things, there's no vulnerabilities being installed, no malware being installed, no issues with the computers. This isn't just corporate espionage, this is cybersecurity 101. I promise you that that laptop that your job gave you definitely has monitoring software on it, and they do know exactly what you're doing on that computer. Years ago, I posted a video on my own personal YouTube channel reminding everyone that your IT departments can see exactly what you're doing on your computer. So if you use your work computer as your own personal computer, they know exactly what you're doing, they know exactly what you're logged into, and they know all of the network traffic going in and out of that computer. So yes, they do know what you look at night. You should stop. Personally, I have a pretty strict hard line about what can go on my work computer and what can't go on my work computer. I'll never log into any social media accounts or any personal emails on a work computer because I want no risk at overlapping what I might be working on or anything that I might be doing getting into the hands of my company. I'm not against my company getting it, but I don't want, for example, if something happens with my social media work, them to have or try to claim any stake over the work that I do outside of work. My work computer is my work computer, and my personal computer is my personal computer. I do personal work on my personal computer, and I do work on my work computer. If you are thinking about starting a company and you are using your work computer to start that company, technically there are clauses in some employment contracts that say that any work done on your work computer is company property. So if you spin out and start trying to start a company and you used your work computer before, some companies will step in and say, that's ours because you worked on it on our work computer. So this is a form of making sure that your employees are being smart and safe. And if as an employee, you don't understand the delineation of what's your work computer and what's your personal computer, take a step back and reevaluate your cybersecurity stature. Thank you so much for watching ThreatWire for the week of February 9th, 2026. If you enjoyed the show, please head over and smash that subscribe button. Yes, Hack 5, the channel is getting closer to 1 million subscribers. Hack 5 is a very niche channel, so it does grow at a little bit slower of a pace, which is great, but that means that it's still going to take a little bit of time to get to 1 million. If you did not know, I am a Pisces, which means that my birthday is coming up. Chat, for my birthday, I want this channel to hit 1 million subscribers. So to make this happen, please be sure to comment, share, subscribe, like, whatever you need to do to make this content float across the social media algorithm to make the best bets of getting this as a birthday present. And this is the best birthday present you can give me. If you want to find me online, I'm at endingwithali on everything, including Minecraft. So here we go to 1 million subscribers. Good luck, have fun, and don't get caught.